Hi class, in this video I'm going to show you 4 examples of converting using the specific method of dimensional analysis. Alright, first example is converting 87 tablespoons into quarts. Alright, let's take a look at this first example. We're going to be converting 87 tablespoons into quarts. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and just write down your given information. So I'm just going to write it as a ratio or as a fraction, if you want to say it that way. 87 tablespoons over 1. It's important that you write the units down because that's what we're doing. We're converting units, and so it's important to convert the units. Here's how this works. We no longer want to be in terms of tablespoons. Okay, so in order to cancel the actual unit of a tablespoon, we're going to multiply by a conversion factor that has tablespoons in the denominator. Look over here, and do you see you have 1 cup equals 16 tablespoons? I know I need to go bigger because quarts is much larger than tablespoons, but down here I see that I have a connection with cups and quarts, but I need to first connect tablespoons to cups, and then I can connect cups to quarts. So I'm going to put 16 in the denominator, that's my tablespoons, and 1 cup in the numerator. Next, I'm going to build another conversion factor. I know I want to cross out the unit cup, so that's going to go on the bottom. Again, I'm going to come over here. I've already pointed out to you just a second ago that 1 quart equals 4 cups. So I'm going to put 4 cups and then 1 quart. Okay, let me show you how this works. Because we have tablespoon in the numerator and the denominator, that cancels out. Same with the cups. We have numerator and denominator, that cancels. That leaves us just with the unit quarts. Now we just have to calculate these numbers. If I just combine all 3 fractions together, I have 87 times 1 over 1 times 16 times 4. So go ahead and grab your calculator. This would be 87 over 64. And from here, let's go ahead and change this onto a decimal. So 87 divided by 64. And let's go ahead and round to the hundreds. We could say that is 1.36 quarts. And that's your final answer. All right, let's do it again. We are given 1.2 miles, and we're going to convert it into tiny little centimeters. So start with your given information, 1.2 miles over 1. Next, let's start connecting things. We have to start with miles, but do you see, there's a couple things we could do. Do you see that we could connect a mile to a foot, and then we can connect a foot to centimeters? All right, let's try that. So the first goal is to cross out miles. So I'm going to put that unit in the denominator. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. All right, so that takes care of the miles. Now I'm in terms of feet. I want to cross out feet, so that's going to go in the bottom. And I know 1 foot equals 30 centimeters. The first thing I want to check is make sure my units are correct. This miles cancels that miles. One's in the numerator, one's in the denominator. This feet cancels this feet, and that only leaves us in terms of centimeters, which is what the problem asked. If I combine these fractions together, I have 1.2 times 5,280 times 30 over 1 times 1 times 1. So get your calculator back out. We're going to multiply the numerator. Okay, when you multiply 1.2 times 5,280 times 30, you get 190,080 over 1. That's just our answer. 190,080 centimeters is how much 1.2 miles is. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and turn 1 decade into days. And when you're working with time, we're going to leave out the leap year for the most part. Unless the problem specifically says something about a leap year, we're going to just consider that a decade is 10 years and each of those years is 365. So we're going to start with given information, which is 1 decade over 1. The first conversion, we want decades to be in the denominator, and we're going to use this fact right here that we know 10 years is 1 decade. Now we're going to cancel out the unit of years, and we know 1 year is 365 days. So here we have decades cross out, the unit of years cross out, leaving us in unit of days. So we're going to do 1 times 10 times 365, 1 times 1 times 1, and this leaves us with 3,650 days. I know that you can figure that out just by crunching numbers, but the whole purpose of this lesson is to teach you this specific method of converting units. So let's do one more. Okay, we're given 4,390 grams. And we're going to convert grams to ounces. So if I go over here to my chart, I can connect grams to pounds, and then I can connect pounds with ounces. So let's do that route. I want to put grams in the denominator because that's what I want to cancel. And so according to this chart, 454 grams equals 1 pound. Now I want to cancel out the pound, and I know that 1 pound is 16 ounces. Okay, to check just the units, the grams cancel, the pounds cancel, leaving us in ounces, so we're good there. If I connect these three fractions, 4,390 times 1 times 16 over 1 times 454 times 1, I'm going to multiply the numerator. 4,390 times 1 times 16 is 70,240. Denominator is just 454. Let's go ahead and change this number to a decimal. So we're going to take the 7,240, divide it by 454 to get 154. Let's round it to the hundredths, 0.71 ounces. So that's your final answer. So those are just 4 examples. They can get harder, they can get easier. So you just have to take your time and just remember which unit you're trying to get to for your answer and the steps that you have to take to get to it. Please contact me if you're struggling with this method. I'd love to help you some more. Have a great day.